Hello, everybody. Good morning. We are having a splendid time here in the studio. I'm here, unfortunately, by myself. I'm a little sad about that, but I do have everyone here on Zoom accompanying me. We have Crystal Santos, girl is back.
Good morning, everyone. It's good to be back. Last week was a little bit of a, stressful day, but no worries. We are back. Rise and shine, everyone. It is a great Thursday. It's December 10th. Are we starting the countdown for Christmas? Because I am starting the countdown in my head.
She is starting the countdown.
Oh,
Yeah.
for those who can't see, I am wearing my Grinch sweater. So, I am in the spirit. So, Christmas, I love Christmas. So I'll just leave it at that.
Wait, can you show us a little bit? Let's see. Has he got,
Yes.
got the Grinch
It's
face?
my
Oh, he's
favorite
adorable.
sweater. It has the Grinch's eyes, and he's just like staring at you, all mischievous. And I feel like I really identify with this sweater, so I love it. It's one of my favorite.
No, it's totally adorable. Uh, Guys, everyone, happy Friday Eve. Thanks for tuning in to our Thursday edition of the Morning Buzz here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Yeah, we're here keeping you in touch with the latest news and sports updates with a dash of oddities to brighten your morning successfully through Monday to Friday, may I add. We've got a great crew that's been bringing the morning buzz live in studio successfully throughout the entire week, throughout the entire semester as well. And just to let you guys and just to let you guys know, we're actually going to have our last buzz on December 18th. So please, for the next week and so, make sure that you tune in for the last shows of this semester.
Absolutely. And with that being said, we of course cannot start off our show without knowing what's going on in the world. So of course we have our news contributor, Emma Coughlin. Emma, what's going on in the world? How are you doing? I haven't seen you it's been a minute.
I know. Hey guys, I feel like it's been like a month. I don't know, but that's probably just me. It feels like it's been a month. But here are the latest news updates on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine is expected to be approved today by the FDA following a kind of scientific court for the vaccine. If approved, Pfizer's will be the first to be approved in the United States, and doses of the vaccine will begin shipping out immediately. Montclair Local is reporting that New Jersey could see a spike in coronavirus cases in either mid-January or early this February. Data from the Department of Health shows that New Jersey could get about 12,000 new cases a day. The severity of this wave depends entirely on whether people continue to follow guidelines and wear masks. The coronavirus pandemic is stalling some of India's efforts to reduce air pollution in their country. The government was just beginning to encourage public transportation in order to limit pollution from vehicles. But with the rise of the virus, it is much more dangerous to take public transportation. This could set the entire world back several years in air pollution control. And for weather, it's going to be very clear and sunny today in Montclair with a high of 48 and a low of 28. So cold, but sunny.
Speaking of the weather, were you going to say speaking of the weather too?
No, I was just gonna say, girl, Emma, just because you say sunny don't mean it's going to be warm. So she says it like it's gonna be sunny, very clear sunny. No, it's not break outside. I don't like it.
Hey, with a comfy scarf and a nice cozy jacket, you should be just fine. I gotta say, actually, when my mom and I were driving up to campus, because unfortunately Ryan is not our chauffeur for my chauffeur for this week, he'll be missed, but he'll be back in studio, just scolding at me live in studio next week for our last morning buzz show. But it snowed. It snowed yesterday.
It did. It snowed
Do
in
we like
Philadelphia too. It didn't stick though, like Montclair, which I was a little sad about. But
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it just started snowing.
And you see just a bunch of like a light coat of snow everywhere sprinkled throughout campus, and I was like so tempted to like touch it and just but obviously duty calls and I had to scurry along to campus and get to the radio station to bring us here broadcasting on our airways in time. But what do you guys think about just the snow? What does snow give you hope for this winter? Obviously, also taking into consideration that we might, and it's advised that we do stay in and try to limit contact just to be safe. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but
Does snow
actually,
forgive all of that?
I was gonna say, speaking of snow, I honestly did not know it was gonna snow yesterday, so
Yeah, me either. Every
I
morning.
don't think anyone expected it.
Yeah, every morning I look at the weather app to see kind of what the outfit is going to be like. Like, do I need to dress extra warmer or not? But yes, I checked and it didn't say it was gonna snow, so I was caught very off guard. But I agree with you, Tommy. Nobody knew. And Tommy, welcome back. And
Thank
he's going
you.
to be giving us our sports update. What is going on in the world of sports, Tommy?
Woo,
Well,
sports.
well, it's good to see all of you again, and let's get on to sports. So just give me one sec. Okay, so we kick off with today's sports cast with Week 14 of NFL season. Tonight on Thursday Night Football is a rematch of the Big Game 53 as the Los Angeles Rams host the New England Patriots. Kickoff takes place tonight at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time as the game will be covered live on Fox, NFL, and ESPN. Former New York Giants head coach Ray Perkins died yesterday morning at the age of 79. His legacy in New York is that helped lay the groundwork to raise his franchise from the ashes to become championships twice in 5 years in the mid-'80s and early '90s. He will be missed dearly by the Giants. In the NBA, Houston Rockets star James Harden must have 6 consecutive negative COVID-19 tests before the NBA clears him to practice with the team. MLB, the New York Mets have been discussing ongoing rumors about bringing in free agent players such as Trevor Bauer, George Springer, James McCann, and Liam Hendricks. Mets are expecting to make some free agency signings with the upcoming week. The Mets have also named pitcher Jacob deGrom and outfielder Michael Conforto to the All-MLB team, while the Yankees have named infielder DJ LeMahieu for the 2020 season. As the NHL season is a month away, the league has shown rumors of division realignment as the league awaits to announce the official division realignment for the 2020-2021 season within the upcoming weeks. And to wrap up the sportscast, the 2020 MLS Cup Finals takes place Saturday at 8:30 p.m. between the Seattle Sounders and the Columbus Crew SC. Seattle will look for their third MLS Cup in 4 years, while Columbus look for their second MLS Cup in franchise history and first since 2008. And that concludes your sportscast for today. Back to you, Con Crystal.
Thank you.
Thanks for informing us. Yes.
Right? I feel like it's always
Yeah,
to have you, Tommy.
of course. And I'm happy for those of you listening. As we get close to Hanukkah week, happy early Hanukkah. Mazel tov.
Yes. Tommy
Correct me.
reminding us that Christmas is not the only thing we celebrate in December. Thank you, Tommy. I forgot for a minute.
Oh yeah, we've
Yeah.
got Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa,
New Year's.
New Year's. Exactly. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hanukkah actually starts today or tomorrow?
It starts tomorrow, I think.
Ah,
I'm gonna look that up
Yeah,
because I do
please
celebrate
do.
Hanukkah.
Then Tommy, you should be knowing. You should be knowing about this.
Come on, Tommy.
I
get
saw my.
there.
Actually, it will begin in the evening of Thursday, December 10th. So
Oh,
it's
so
actually later
tonight.
tonight. Wow.
Later tonight. Okay, so I was sort
So
of in the
actually,
right zone.
So actually, happy first night of Hanukkah for those of you listening.
Happy Hanukkah, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome. And if you are listening today and you are celebrating Hanukkah today as well, then a special shout out to you and thanks for tuning in, because we appreciate all of our listeners that actually stay on and listen to our blabbering. But it's fun. It's fun and casual blabbering, I hope. I think we all have fun personalities and we're rocking it so far. And speaking of rocking it and staying in the jolly mood and attitude. Oh my gosh, that totally rhymed. Mood and attitude. Ah, Crystal.
Wait, how does that rhyme? Mood and attitude.
Tommy, just go.
Just I mean
All right.
it rhymed to me.
I'll mention it.
It totally, yeah.
But if you are not celebrating Hanukkah tonight and you are a Montclair State student and want to, get busy, get booked and busy, and, you want to take a little break of your not midterms, your finals, actually, Montclair is having a virtual yoga glow today at 7 p.m. And it's just basically joining yoga instructors so you can wind down. You know, it has been a unique semester. And so they're going to have some lights once you tune into the Zoom call. You know, you'll be muted, there's lights, just a little relaxation session. And if you don't want to participate in that, or if you're booked and busy, on Friday at 2 p.m., the Rec Center is having when I read this, I read it completely wrong, but it said stickertures. And basically, you'll be using some gems to recreate famous works of art. And of course, they will provide the image and the stickers that will be used to make your image 3D. And if you don't want to go in person because you want to be extra careful, you know, social distancing and all that good stuff, you can also pick up a package to go, which is, I think it's pretty amazing. You know, you can just pick it up, go to your dorm, and just get it done there if that's what you prefer. But yes, with that being said, these are just some of the cool events that are going on today and tomorrow. And I just thought I'd bring them to you in case you need a de-stressor because it is finals week.
Yeah, and just knowing that there's still events happening is super, super just gratifying because especially those last days, they're not only the last days of finals week, they're also the last days of our semester as well. So kind of wrapping up the entire semester, as crazy as it was, as the amount of hurdles that we needed to jump through, it's nice to know that you have a chance to successfully close it off with something really sweet. And in terms of the stickertures, I feel tempted as like office manager to go and just like print out a bunch of like 3D stickers just with WMSC's logo on it.
You should have them use them.
That's not right. I won't be doing that, but that does sound super fun. It really does. In terms of finals week, everyone, before we actually go into our news updates, how are we doing so far? Because I just completed 3 of my classes as of right now, and I have finals for 2 more, which are due in the next 2 days. But how are you guys doing?
Powering through it.
Good.
No, I will say that this week, or this semester specifically, I did the I don't know why, but just my courses are all like journalism courses, or the majority of them. So a lot of them is, you know, projects and like video packages and scripts and stuff that you can work ahead of time. So for some of my classes, I knocked those out pretty early. But you know, for the rest of my classes, I have an exam after the show, so I need everyone who's listening and all of you ladies to wish me luck. So thank you.
Fingers crossed, Crystal, of course.
Good luck. Good luck.
How about you, Emma? How's finals week treating you?
It's been all right. I feel like a lot of my classes did finals earlier, so it's actually been more like the last like 2 weeks. But it's fine. Like it's spread out, and like it's good. We're powering through. That was a good way to say it. Yes.
That's exactly what I'm thinking right now. Guys, we have only 4 days left. 4 days left. We've done it thus far, and yet we will all get our A's because A's don't get delays. I remember the little shindig that we made last week. And just good luck to everyone, and a special shout out to a bunch of our college students here, whether it's from Montclair State or beyond. Good luck, and you've got this. All right, everyone. So we're going to move on to our first news story. And this story is really significant because we're talking about COVID vaccines. And according to an AP NORC poll, only half in the US want shots as vaccines near. So experts, dun, 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 exactly. So you guys are going to be hearing a little bit about why and how many exactly. So experts estimate that 70% of the American population must receive the vaccine to achieve herd immunity. But a new poll reveals that only about half of Americans will actually get vaccinated. This poll was conducted by the Associated Press and the NORC Center for Public Affairs Research, and it shows that around a quarter of U.S. adults remain uncertain when it comes to getting vaccinated. Another quarter confirmed that they won't. Results from an estimate of 1,200 interviews, also conducted from December 3rd to the 7th, dive deeper into demographics. 55% of male adults compared to 40% of female adults claim they'll receive the vaccine, as opposed to 33% of females compared to an 18% of males that say no, they won't. Based on age, 62% of who are 60 years or older say yes to the vaccine, with statistics falling downward as the population become younger, with only 36 of those who are 45 and younger that claim that they, yes, will be in fact vaccinated. In terms of race, 53% of white adults will be getting the vaccine, and only 34% of Hispanic adults and 24% of Black adults will receive the vaccine. And it's important to note that COVID-19 has disproportionately affected minorities, experiencing more deaths and hospitalizations, according to data provided by the CDC. Out of the 1,117 American adults questioned, 3 out of 10 say that they're either very or extremely confident in the safety and effectiveness of COVID vaccines. The rest of the 7 out of 10 state they're concerned for side effects as a reason for not getting vaccinated. Pfizer and Moderna continue to advocate for their vaccines, revealing that no serious side effects have been discovered in trials. Recipients may experience fever, fatigue, and sore arms from the injection. The concerned also fear that the vaccine will infect them. This is scientifically impossible, but it is a commonly shared fear among 43% of Americans interviewed. Another topic discussed in the poll is the current priority list for vaccine distribution. As a reminder, essential workers, those 65 and older, or anyone at increased risk, will receive the vaccine first. The majority of Americans agree with the list, and 59% of those that were interviewed for this poll actually believe teachers should be added to the list, along with vulnerable minority communities and compact college dorms. This is it for cracking down on the new poll released by AP News. Guys, what do we think about these numbers? Are we surprised?
I'm going to go ahead and say I am not. I feel like I definitely expected for, the opposing side or people who don't want to get the vaccine to be in the double digits. I definitely feel like, people are going to be skeptical. I myself was skeptical, and, it's not until you get into the nitty gritty and you really understand, like, hey, you cannot get it from the vaccine, or for example, for like the flu shot, you cannot get the flu from the flu shot because it's a dead virus, so all these, as long as you don't know other specifications, I feel like it definitely helps people be more aware and feel more confident. So personally, if it came down to it and I had to get the vaccine, you know what, I'm going to tell you this. Not too long ago, I think last week, I read this article about how Obama, among other individuals, said that they would get the vaccine to create confidence in it to the American people. And in my head, I'm like, yep, I want to see that live on television. Thank you very much. Once they get it, I'll go and gladly get it.
I mean, that's a really fair point. And this is also these are also feelings that are experienced by those that are on the priority list as well, right? Although we're seeing, according to the poll, that 62% of those that are 65 and older actually say yes to the vaccine, means that the majority, assumingly the majority of those that are older and at increased risk, actually say yes to the vaccine. But at the same time, we're actually seeing that a lot of people in our age range are actually starting to contract the virus as well. And it's only down to like 40% or 30% that are like, I'll take the vaccine. But we've got the majority that are saying, no, not exactly. And this is going to be really crucial when it comes to those that are working in the front lines as well, seeing if they even have an option to be like, no, I don't want to take the vaccine. I'm really curious about that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because interestingly enough, my mother is a nurse. She doesn't work in the ICU with COVID patients, but she is a nurse. And she's very concerned about not necessarily the immediate side effects, but the long-term side effects, because there's no way to really know. Um, I mean, I think my entire family is getting the vaccine. We haven't really talked about it, but I'm assuming so. Um, I plan to, but I think that is sort of a concern, especially among like healthcare workers, is what are the long-term effects? Obviously, for the older generation, that's not really something they have to worry about, especially if, since COVID is a bigger threat to them than it is to the younger generation. Of course, the majority of them want to get the vaccine. Um, so, yeah, I think that's a good point, Kaya, because I don't know what is going to be required of healthcare workers. So, yeah, I guess we'll have to see.
I'm assuming that it's going to really depend on the institution itself, right? And the executive board or the managers that are, or stakeholders that are like, obviously owning the institution and such. I believe that that's where it's the decision is going to come from. But it's kind of a moral issue if you really think about it, right? Whether we're thinking about the population as a whole, or we're thinking about the wants, right, and the decisions of individuals. So it's going to be a really tough choice. And as the vaccine becomes more available to those on the priority list, we're going to be seeing that, and we're going to be reporting that here on the Morning Buzz.
I will say though that the comment that Emma made about not knowing the long-term effects,
Mm-hmm.
it's a true and valid point, because funny enough, yesterday I was looking at this Twitter thread that basically talked about um the long-term effects that nobody talks about. And so the claim was basically like, oh, people say that, oh, I'm young, I'll just get COVID and survive it, and then that's it. But then they were kind of saying like, oh, you don't understand the long-term effects that it has. Like some people who actually lose their smell and their taste, it doesn't come back for a while, and if it does, it's not the same. And again, this is just me reading based off people's experiences. This was not like, I didn't read in an article or any scientific article. This is just based on people's experiences. So I mean, hey, they could have been lying, hey, they cannot be lying, I don't know for sure. But I will say that when I read that, I was like, wow, this is a valid point about long-term effects. So it's definitely something to check out, something to look into. But I just thought it was really interesting,
In my personal opinion, I honestly think that, yeah, we're going to be, these long-term effects should be talked about more, right? And it should be a deciding factor for people, right? And this is my personal opinion and not of the opinion reflected on the station itself. So I actually know someone, I'm not going to disclose their identity, just because for their privacy, obviously, but they claimed that they had pin straight hair, right? And after they contracted the virus, the hair started to curl up. And this is way after like they contracted it and long after it passed through the system. But they have curly hair now. And that's just one thing, right? And this may not be even related to COVID, but it's strange that her hair did curl up immediately after, she
Okay, you're funny.
I mean, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, but it starts the small things, okay? You got to look at the small things and then contribute it to the bigger picture. Come on.
You're not wrong. But with that being said, getting the vaccine, of course, has its concerns. But another shared concern is allergic reactions, which brings us to our next story. Allergic reactions to vaccines are rare and short-lived. An AP article said it's true, vaccines can sometimes cause allergic reactions, but they are usually rare and short-lived. According to AP News, British regulators are looking into reports of allergic reactions in 2 people who received the new Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine on Tuesday, which was the first day of a vaccination program. While they look into these allergic reactions, they're telling people to skip the vaccine if they've had a history of serious allergic reactions. One of the most prominent questions one may have is, how often does an allergic reaction occur from a vaccine? Experts are saying that allergic reactions can occur with numerous vaccines, and they're not as unexpected as one might think. In the Pfizer-BioNTech study of 42,000 people, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration reviewers found that 137 of vaccine recipients reported symptoms suggestive of an allergic reaction, and another 111 in the placebo group. So one may ask, why do these reactions happen in the first place? Scientists say people can be sensitive to components in the shot, like gelatin or egg protein, or to the vaccine itself. People with egg allergies are sometimes advised not to get the flu shot since the vaccine is mostly grown in chicken eggs. Some common symptoms of someone getting an allergic reaction include getting rashes, skin irritation, coughing, or having trouble breathing. The exact ingredients used in Pfizer's new COVID-19 vaccine are proprietary, of course, and are not publicly disclosed. The vaccine uses a new technology and is coated in lipid nanoparticles. But allergic reactions are not the only thing to worry about. There's other possible side effects. So what are they? According to AP News, typical side effects for many vaccines include things like having a sore arm from the shot, fever and muscle aches, kind of what Kaya was mentioning. In the Pfizer study, participants also reported fatigue, headaches, and chills. Oof, does not sound like a good time. More serious side effects are reported to regulators or health officials for further investigation, but it can often take time to determine if the vaccine caused the side effect or if the person just coincidentally received the shot before becoming ill. As for the COVID-19 vaccine, Dr. Ashish Shah, Dean of Brown University's School of Public Health, says, quote, "It's just so high profile that every little thing that happens all the time is going to get magnified. We should talk about it, we should be honest with people, but we should put it into a context that and help people understand," he said. I don't know about you ladies, but all this medicine talk does stress me. But I do agree with Dr. Jha from the public health department from Brown University, saying that, you know, we have to be honest and we have to put into context where people can understand, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely like, for me personally, the short-term side effects are not something that really scare me with this vaccine. I think I've actually gotten some allergic reactions from shots in the past. It's not that bad. Like, I couldn't lift my arm for about a week, but I'm okay now. So it just, I don't, you know, they would know if there were some serious short-term effects. Like, there's been so many different studies. Like, I definitely, for me personally, it's not a problem. So yeah, but I don't know. I can see why it would be difficult for people because you don't want to be sick. Nobody wants that. But I feel like in comparison to the coronavirus, I feel like a sore arm or a cough or just a fever might be a little bit better, but that's just my opinion.
For sure. And it's funny because, well, it's not funny at all. But, you know, knowing these, you know, side effects, you know, because this story about two people having allergic reactions did break yesterday. So, you know, knowing these side effects, I wonder, or do we think that Americans will be turned off of getting the vaccine? I know the first story we talked about, like the percentages. I wonder if those percentages are going to go up. Kaya, what do we think?
Honestly, I think the important thing to highlight, and it should be in bold letters pasted on our foreheads, is the fact that it's rare and short-lived, right? These allergic reactions are rare and short-lived. And I'm going to say it one more time, rare and short-lived. Of course, it is up to the person that's actually administering the vaccine, whether you're going to your, you know, not pediatrician, we're adults now, but, you know, if you're going to your regular doctor or wherever it is that you're receiving your vaccine, it is that person's responsibility to actually check obviously the chemicals that are in the vaccine and see if there could be any conflict, whether it's with whatever it may be, right? And that could be also allergic reactions as well. And as you know, we have to have faith in that, right? And this is obviously my personal opinion as well. I think that, you know, the anti-vaxxer community, they're going to definitely be like, well, they're going to be like, this is going to be a deciding factor, right? And it's important to emphasize that it is rare and short-lived, and it is, in my opinion, much better to receive a short-lived reaction compared to possibly ending up on the ventilator because of how severe this virus is. It's no joke, guys. It's halted our lives for the past 10 months. I don't even know. I lost count of months because it's been so long, you know?
And we're already about to enter 2021, and I feel like I haven't even, what happened in 2020? It's all a blur.
Exactly. Like 2020, it went by so fast, and yet I've accomplished nothing. Cute.
And I did want to mention something about the anti-vaxxer community. And, I feel like I'm a big preacher about everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But sometimes I feel like some of these anti-vaxxers we have this thing in Spanish that says like llevarle la contraria, and basically it means that someone just loves to go against something. So I feel like there's people out there who just loves to be the one opposing, loves that little drama, loves the attention. Like, for example, when you're supposed to wear a mask and you don't wear a mask, they love being the spotlight, they love doing that. Not all, but a lot of them, I truly do feel that it's just the same thing with the anti-vaxxers, and now some of the anti-vaxxers are now wanting to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Like, they just love to be on the opposing side. I don't know. That's just, again, my personal opinion, but I truly think that just when people they just like that. Which leads me to my other point, that I think that although I know, Kaya, you read us the percentages of how many people are female, how many males are, and how many people of 65 and older
By
are
age, by race, yeah.
leaning towards getting the vaccine. I do think, and it's kind of sad that I'm going to say that, but I do think that sometimes a lot of people just kind of wait to see what the rest of the people do, or the majority of people do, and then they go right on that piggy, and they're like, I see 5 people getting the vaccine, I'm hopping on that wagon too. So, I guess if that were to be the case, it would work out at the end, but I would prefer, or I think it'd be better if they just made an educated and well-informed decision.
Well, there is a priority list, right? And not to say that those on the priority list are guinea pigs. They're not guinea pigs because, once again, the vaccines have gone through rigorous trials, right, by numerous scientists and have been just checked again and again and again. And in no way would any research facility or medical facility or science facility ever administer a vaccine to the worldwide population if they didn't deem it to be as effective and as safe as it is, right? Also, I was thinking about a Polish expression, right? Because you were like, oh, in Spanish, it's like, this is it for like those that are like, no. Well, it's not really an expression, but it's something my mom always tells me when I'm just like complaining about everything. She's like, zawsze nie, zawsze ci jest źle. And that means it's always no, it's always no, and it's always bad for you. Like, you're never satisfied. You know what I mean?
I
So that's
love
what I was
that.
thinking about.
Wait, Kaya, I didn't know you spoke Polish.
Girl, we talk about this. We've been talking about this.
I feel like I think
Every time I say something in Polish, and every time she goes, you speak Polish?
wow, I don't know. That's so like, but yeah, I feel like there's definitely a lot to talk about, vaccine, no vaccine, priority lists, all these good stuff. But I guess for me, I do grow some comfort knowing that I am in the less at risk section. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see how the vaccine works for everyone.
All right, everybody. So that is enough of our COVID-19 news updates and kind of an explainer, right? Because Crystal kind of dove deeper into the allergic reactions that were reported and such. And hopefully after listening to us talk about this for the past 20 minutes, you have a better understanding of COVID-19 vaccines. And yeah, so when we come back from this break, we'll be diving into some holiday news, things like short, sweet stories and what you should be buying for, your loved ones, or what is recommended that you should buy for your loved ones. And I think these are pretty epic as well, and some other really sweet stories. So we'll be right back. And we're back. Thank you so much for being patient and waiting until we came back from our break. Uh, just to remind you, everyone, we are halfway through our show, and you are listening to the Morning Buzz here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Oh, I'm so proud I didn't butcher that. Legal IDs are super important. Y'all radio hosts and DJs, y'all know about that. Crystal, let's get in the spirit, because what?
Oh, Jesus, me and technology. I was muted, but I was going to say that 'tis the season to be jolly, everyone. I have my sweater on. I don't have my hot cocoa next to me, but I wish I did. And nonetheless, I am still in the spirit. I get so excited around the holidays because, and not for nothing, I know it's going to sound really cheesy and really like a lie, but I get so happy seeing other people happy. Like, yes, yes, yes. But, yeah, with that being said,
I
should
need
we
more
jump
people like you.
Right? Yes, I agree. More crystals.
We need more crystals. If I had 3 crystals here, this would have been such a fun. I'm kidding. This would have been such an amazing show.
You know,
Imagine 3 crystals on 3 different mics. You know what I mean? You got the political crystal, you got the entertainment crystal, sassy crystal.
it's a lot of crystals to go around. I know we have to get into this jolly talk and this Christmas talk, but you know something funny? Once my roommate told me that she was, she said, she referred to me as someone like plural, like there was many of me, and she was like, you see, and I was like, why'd you say like a lot of us? There's just only one of me. And she was like, you see, there's so many personalities that I get confused. And I just thought it was so funny. Like it was the funniest thing. But
And you're not even a Gemini either. So like I'm super confused.
I'm not into horoscopes, so I don't know. But with that being
Wait,
said,
what's your zodiac? What's your zodiac real
Scorpio.
quick? Okay, that makes sense. Scorpios are actually pretty emotional in a good way. In a good way. My grandmother's a Scorpio, and I love her. I love her so much, but she could be a little bit, hard to handle at times, but we love Scorpios. Scorpios and Geminis actually are compatible, so awesome. Crystal's like, all right, please move on. Yes, I'm going to be moving on from zodiac signs because zodiac signs are outdated. Woo! You know what's in right now?
Tell us.
All right, Christmas movies. But wait, whenever you watch a Christmas movie, do you ever actually think about like the behind the scenes? Like, do you ever watch like behind the scenes reels or kind of learn more about the actors and actresses because you love the movie so much that you just want to know how exactly it was made, and then you just go through this like trail of obsession through the internet? No, just me. Perfect. So here are some behind the scenes movie facts that most people actually don't know about and will blow your socks off. So in the Muppet Christmas Carol, Michael Caine made believe that the Muppets were actual real people and that he was acting in the Royal Shakespeare Company while playing Scrooge. And this was his acting technique. He actually demanded it to be so. And I just wanted to ask Michael, are you okay? Are you good, Michael? I don't think I've ever heard of anyone, perceiving the Muppets to be real people. Like that's where the charisma comes from, right? That's what makes the Muppets the Muppets. But, Michael, you do your own thing. In Elf, the baby it's cold outside shower scene wasn't actually added into the original script until the director, John, learned that Zoe Deschanel, I think I pronounced that, just Chanel, something like that. Chanel, maybe? Was a good singer while filming. So he was like, all right, bet, shower scene. That makes sense. In our third movie, Jingle Jangle, the musical actually featured 3 different stars of Dreamgirls from the last 5 decades. We had Felicia, Anika, and Marisha. And these are just amazingly, stunningly talented women. And it was so awesome to have seen them in Jingle Jangle. In our 4th movie, The Santa Claus 2, Tim Allen had to stay in character around child actors even when cameras weren't rolling, because a lot of the kids actually believed he was the real Santa. That's brutal. That's really, I can imagine him like escaping to his trailer any second that he had. That's probably not true. Tim Allen is awesome. In the happiest season, co-writer and director Clea based the premise of the movie on her own life because she says that lesbians aren't reflected in Christmas movies as much, and she wanted to see that more. Who actually watched the movie?
I watched it.
Oh my gosh, we have something to talk about. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. We'll get to that after I finish up the other spiels, behind the scenes facts. So keep that inside. In Home Alone, the prop department actually created a fake tarantula to put on Daniel Stern's face, but the director, Chris Columbus, insisted on using a real one, and his name was Barry. Barry the Spider. Makes sense. In It's a Wonderful Life, writer and director Frank Capra helped create a new type of artificial snow because the current movie method snow was actually too noisy for actors to walk on. So they used cornflakes painted white.
Cute.
That is the secret behind It's a Wonderful Life. In The Christmas Story, Flick's tongue is actually... So you see one of the little boys, one of the main characters' best friends, his tongue is stuck to the pole, right? Because he does a double dog, triple dog dare. So what actually happens is they used a hidden vacuum that suctioned his tongue as an illusion that it was actually frozen to the pole. And I feel like every time I watch that scene, the amount of times my dad actually forced me to watch it, which is like a bajillion times every year, I always wonder how they did it. And so that's the secret. On Miracle on 34th Street, the parade scenes were shot during the 1946 Macy's Thanksgiving Parade. That's awesome. And last but not least, anything that mentions Donald Trump is just beyond hilarious, and it's probably one of my favorites, is in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, Donald Trump only gave the production team a permit to film in the Plaza Hotel if they wrote him into the movie. So you actually see a scene where Donald Trump just like awkwardly walks by. Why? Well, I mean, he's a television personality star. So, what are you going to do? He loves the spotlight, So
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that in an Italian accent, but everything sounds better in an Italian accent.
I was just like, oh my God, did she just go Italian on me?
No, but wait, it's so funny because I was actually in the car with my mom real quick, and she was telling me about something, and she was like, everybody is going to these parties. Everyone's going to these like parties and hangouts, and she sounded super like Italian. She was like, these parties and these hangouts, and I'm like, Ma, what do you lived in Brooklyn for 17 years in your life? And obviously she did. So she developed that Brooklyn Italian accent, being a Polish immigrant, which is hilarious. But guys, you watched The Happiest Season. Tell me your thoughts.
I'm gonna say, I'm sorry, Emma. I'm just gonna say that out of these 10 movies, I've probably watched only 3, so that's terrible. I know. I'll sign off right now.
No, it's fine. I haven't seen all of these either. It's okay. But yeah, no, I really liked it, actually. I was a little skeptical of it, but like it was good, I thought. I love Daniel Levy. Like I love him. So also a great part of that movie. It also just was different. Like, it was different, which I liked. It was refreshing.
We're talking about The Happiest Season, right? The one that's on Netflix. Right?
Yeah.
I just saw it yesterday. Boom. I'm keeping up with the kids. And I will agree with Emma. It's a pretty, I like the movie. I feel like it definitely brought up, a real life problem that many people face, having to go back spend the holidays with their families, and their families not knowing that, they're out, or them being closeted. So I don't want to go into too much of what goes on because I don't want to ruin it for anyone who plans on watching it, but it's definitely a good movie to watch.
Yes, I recommend it for sure.
I was appalled by like Kristen Stewart's acting. Like I'd expected a little bit more of like, hair twirling, like the lip biting that you saw in like Twilight, but like people need to like kind of hop off her back and just obviously consider that she's like 10 years older now and her acting has matured and stuff. So I think she actually did a pretty awesome job. And I think the funniest scene in the movie was when, and I forgot the names of the characters, but obviously it's centered around a lesbian couple, right? And they finally, like, one of the girls, she brings her to the parents' house, and so the parents are finally meeting them for the first time, right? And one of the girls, like, she introduces her partner as an orphaned child that didn't have anywhere to go for Christmas. And
Oh yes.
the face that
Yes.
Kristen Stewart's character made, it was hilarious. She was like, what? Leap what?
Yeah, I definitely
So
agree with you. I've only ever seen Kristen Stewart in Twilight, and I recently watched those movies for the first time. So watching them as like an adult for the first time, you're like, what the heck is this?
it
Like,
was,
oh my gosh. But
yeah, mind-boggling. Like,
she,
I was just like,
she
I'm in shock.
actually, yeah, she was good. I was like pleasantly surprised. So yeah, I
What is it? What's the name of this? I don't know his real name, but I know him from Schitt's Creek.
Daniel Levy. Yeah.
Daniel
Or
Levy.
Levi. I don't know. Some people say Levi, some people say
I think it's Levy. I've heard
yeah.
Levy. Yeah.
I absolutely 100% love him. Like
Yeah.
he is. I love him. I love him. I love him, and I love him. He just makes everything so much funnier. So I'm
He
here
does.
for it.
Oh, so talking about what you love, what else do we love, Crystal?
You know what I love?
Why
Gifts.
I like how throughout this entire show I've just been doing like fill in the blanks with Crystal. I'm just like, and what? And what do you love? All
Get
right.
to know me show, but no,
Let's keep the yeah.
and everyone loves gifts. Gifts. I like to give them, but people like to get them. No, I'm kidding. I like to give my get my occasional gift. But since we are in the Christmas spirit, Kaya, let me ask you, and Emma, let me ask you, have you guys ever written a letter to Santa? This is a serious question.
Yes,
When
absolutely.
I was younger, yeah.
I mean, not now, but yeah, when I was a kid, I took that very seriously. I would actually,
Yeah.
we found like old ones recently, and I would ask for like things for me, but then also for my sister, which is very nice. Sometimes there were things that were not so nice that I wanted for my sister. Like I think one time I wrote like, I want Isabel to stop being mean to me or something. But anyway,
Oh
she was always in my letters.
no.
So yeah, I took it very seriously.
That is so sweet. But I am happy to report that those traditions are still going strong, everyone.
Good.
And even through COVID, I know people like to say that this generation of children are all about technology, but do not lose hope. They are still writing their letters. But as
Good.
you can imagine, children are asking for slightly different presents this year. A review of letters addressed to the North Pole that was collected through the post office's Operation Santa program were kind of sad, I will say. Let me just keep on going. Jonah wrote, "Dear Santa, I don't want anything for Christmas, but I would like to ask you for if you can do me a favor. Can you find a cure for COVID-19 and give it to us to save the world? Thank you." According to CNN, while some are asking for COVID to go away, others are also asking for masks for Christmas. Operation Santa dates back to 1912 when Frank Hitchcock, the Postmaster General at the time, allowed postal workers to open and respond to letters addressed to the North Pole. Post offices worked with volunteers who agreed to adopt these letters from needy children and send them items on their wish lists. In 2017, the effort went online in a few major cities. This year, for the first time, though, the USPS posted all of the letters on its Operation Santa site for Samaritans across the country who wish to help kids and their families. The Postal Service encourages volunteer donors to go online, pick a child's letter to adopt, and fill out a registration form. The donor then buys the gifts and brings them to their local post office, where a postal worker matches the number of the letter with the child's address and mails them off. Since October, children and adults in the US this year have sent more than 10,000 notes and cards to Santa, many of them reflecting this year's hardships, said Kimberly From, a spokeswoman for the USPS. Most of the letters to Santa have already been adopted by donors, which yay, according to From. But postal workers will continue to upload new letters through December 15th.
Oh, that's
9-year-old.
so sweet.
I know. I think first of all, I didn't even know this was a thing. Operation Santa. I did not know this was a thing. And when I found out, I was like, this is the cutest and most sweetest thing I have ever come across. Like,
Yeah, I've never heard of this, but this is like wonderful. I was like gonna cry there for a minute.
I saw this and I was like, yes, like, and especially right now, I feel like more than I'm sure there's many kids who go through Christmases not getting gifts because their family simply cannot afford them. But especially right now with COVID, I feel like A, there's more families, and B, those families who usually don't have anything have way less, you know what I mean? So I just thought this was such a cute thing. Like, I didn't even know you can actually write like to the North Pole and then go. Imagine walking with your little kids to the to the post office,
The
or to
mailbox.
drop.
Oh.
Yes, it's just like, here, dropping it off my letter to the North Pole. It's on its way. It's
Yeah,
so
the fact
cute.
that USPS actually takes it seriously and they're like, yes, we will accept these letters and actually forward them is really inspiring. And hats off to all of the USPS workers that are, just organizing these letters and making sure that they're being sent out and such. It's very sweet. And I'm sure these kids will appreciate it so much. And it makes me think, guys, do not lose hope in the younger generations. Yes, by far, Gen Z is much cooler, but, uh,
That's up for
still have
discussion.
some sweet ones. And that's it. That's it. Oh, you said that's up for discussion? I was going to be like, that's the end of discussion, period.
Yeah. I will read a couple of the letters that the CNN article highlighted. It said 9-year-old Alani wrote, "Dear Santa, this year has been rough because of." It's so funny because she misspelled it. She said Corona, but she meant Corona. My mom said she
Oh.
can't get anything for me for Christmas because she is not getting paid as much, so she cannot afford anything. Savannah, a girl from Massachusetts, wrote, P.S. I'm sorry if I've been bad. It's really hard because of COVID and online school. I'm trying to be good. Hope you understand.
That's the spirit, Savannah. That's the
That
spirit.
made me laugh. At least she's recognizing
Yeah,
it.
she's being
I
honest
know.
about it.
Mia from Florida wrote, Is there COVID where you are? If not, I just want to tell you that you are lucky. Dad says that even though he lost his job, we will still find a way to celebrate.
Oh, the fact that she actually recollected what her, they're so cute. And she's so tiny. These are
Is there
such
COVID
tiny
over
children.
there? Mia from Florida said, Is there COVID over there?
She said, is there COVID where you live? Oh, girl, Mia, you got a lot to learn, honey. But actually, it's good that she's in that. She has that mentality because at least she's a lot more optimistic, right? Which is sweet.
For sure.
But it actually, yeah.
I just want to say that I just think that people, children's, innocence is one of the things I feel like I cherish the most because they are just so like, so like nonchalant, like they just go with what they feel, and they're very brutally honest. So I love that.
It's actually so funny because as you were saying, I think it was Savannah that was like, I'm sorry, I've been bad. So I was that kid that was like the troublemaker and such. And I would like have an entire like 180 flip 2 days before Christmas. And I would try super hard to like get on my mom's good side during those 2 days. I'm like, well, if I'm actually good in the 2 days before Christmas and I actually get a special note from my teacher, then that means I'll have more gifts. So I was that. I was manipulative. I was a tricky child. I was like, you know what? I could be bad.
There.
Until, yeah. And it's like, I specifically remember being like, okay, Kaya, the next 2 days, you have to change everything, And it was all for gifts, right? Not the best mentality. These kids are a lot more innocent and kind-hearted than I was.
Don't come at yourself like that, Kaya.
Oh,
Overall,
yeah.
I think this story was absolutely cute, absolutely amazing. I am definitely going to try and participate in this. I think that, I'm no rich person, but this is just so cute to me. So I'm definitely going to try to participate. And I wonder if anybody else, who is listening, who's tuning in, might, adopt a letter from a needy kid. Nonetheless, it's an amazing thing. So props to
Absolutely.
USPS.
Yeah, props to the USPS and props to all these 10,000 children that are still writing letters to Santa. this definitely warms my heart and gets me in the holiday spirit. I actually, one more thing, because I'm just outing myself as a kid. I actually wouldn't write letters to Santa. I would just write a list of things I wanted, from like from most needed to like, okay, I'll work with this to order.
Aya is truly showing her true colors, and it's concerning. But no, I'm kidding. We're always celebrating something. There's always something going on, and today is no different. Kaya, tell us, what holidays are we celebrating today?
Of course, we are celebrating Human Rights Day today. We're also, and this is also, observatory holiday, but we're also celebrating it worldwide. It's an international holiday as well. Also, we're celebrating the Dewey Decimal System Day and the Nobel Prize Day. So these are very sophisticated holidays we've got today. You know, these are what we have for right now, and usually we have a bunch of oddities and weird ones. Like, what was my favorite one? National Toilet Day, but it was actually for a really good cause, and it was to just talk about, spread awareness and recognition on clean water, right, and sanitation and such. Another one was Bald Head Day. Yes, appreciation for Bald Head Day. So today we don't have those, but of course I get these holidays by looking up. Today is aholiday.com, and I recommend that you guys visit that website to see about what you're going to be celebrating tomorrow.
Yeah, if you ever miss the Thursday morning buzz with Kaya and Crystal and Emma,
which you shouldn't, of course, because female trio, right?
We should be the host for like the 7 days a week. Anyway.
Right? I'm sure everyone will agree.
Let me run this by Ryan and Amanda.
They'd be like, oh man.
It could be like, what?
Yikes.
Now.
too much, estrogen.
Also, since Tommy is not here to remind us, it is also the first day of Hanukkah, like he said earlier in the show. So
yes.
Happy Hanukkah to anyone who celebrates Hanukkah.
Yes. And thank you, Emma, for, we need Emma to come and ground us. She said,
we love Emma. Crystal said, yes.
Just as an important holiday, which I agree. But with that being said, I have my Grinch sweater.
Got a Grinch sweater.
Oh, I have not done Christmas shopping, and I'm kind of sad that I think, because we've all been busy with finals, and I kind of always order my stuff through online.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been able to, and I'm afraid that they might not get here for Christmas.
And that's okay. That's a valid worry. You could just show the receipt and just be like, okay, so this is what I bought you. Here's a card. You're going to receive it soon. It'll give you an excuse to actually come back and, or just see me again.
I kind of love getting those, because then it's like you get to look forward to like Christmas presents even longer. So they might thank you, Crystal.
You have a point, Emma. You have a very valid point. But it's 9:00. You know what that time is, Kaya?
9:00 on the dot. It is 9:00 on Thursday morning, and you're here listening to the end of our show of the Morning Buzz here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. We have 4 days left until the semester. I finished 3 of my classes, and I have 2 to go. Wish me luck. Bid me. I don't know. A's, no delays. That's all I gotta say. Period. So once again, a special shout out and good luck to every college student on the face of earth right now going through finals week. You've got this. Power through, as Crystal and Emma said. And of course, we will see you next week, which is actually 4 days after our semester ends. So I'm sure we'll be a lot more lively and excited for our last show. So, of course, stay tuned for tomorrow's Morning Buzz with Ryan and Leslie, and just keep an eye out for the Weekend Wake Up on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, 93 WMSC. All right, guys, adios. We wish you an amazing day, and happy Hanukkah, everybody.